So just up by the sheriff's department. It's not an ideal place. There's not like trash cans very nearby, and I want to do like a nearby trash can just so I can like easily direct them to it. There is a bench though. Oh yeah. So that's where I'm going. There's a bench right by the door, and I think that'd be fun and symbolic. I think I'm gonna sit on the bench and take the call right outside the sheriff's office, and I'm gonna put. Oh, and I've also decided I'm gonna do all my weaponry. Not just because the whatchamacallit, the restraining order only mentioned my handgun, but I'm gonna do like all the weaponry I have, like none of the homemade stuff, just like all the like what would you call it, like all the consumer firearms, and launchers and stuff. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, and the reason is I think they're probably going to photograph it, and the photographs are probably going to be like put into court documents. And a big part of this is how like salacious these court documents are, and so I'm thinking like I want to like I'm essentially delivering this. I'm delivering. Oh, my books are falling down. I'm delivering this arsenal for a photo shoot. Oh Jesus, I just changed lanes. Uh-oh. Sorry, I inadvertently changed lanes without signaling, and then there was a sheriff's officer behind me, so I was like, that could have been able to do that soon. Anyway, so I'm sort of like whatchamacalliting. It's like a photo shoot for my arsenal. No, it's okay. Sorry, I shouldn't. That doesn't. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to show you my teeth. You're not a mirror. You're so much more than that. Although it definitely is vanity feeding into this. This dynamic is so weird. And so stemming from that, I'm gonna put together a good like ensemble, because you know how the police always stage like the drugs and the guns for the photo shoots, and then they pose next to them. Oh dude, I wonder if I could get one of these. I wonder if I could get the sheriff to pose next to my weaponry. That'd be cool. Anyway, and I also want to point out this is not a mandated surrender of weapons. This is a purely like prophylactic surrender. I'm basically showing my enemies how weak they are. Imagine you were in a fight with someone and you heard they were turning in their guns because they didn't need them. They thought they didn't need them in the fight. It'd be terrifying. They'd be like, oh my God, what does this guy have? His dick must be massive. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do, there's also another thing. Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna put all my weaponry together. I might use, I don't know what I'm gonna put it in. I'll have to think of something cool. And then I'm gonna put it by the. Oh, that's gonna be complex though, because I don't want to have a like having a weapon right by the sheriff's office. That's not good. It'll be in a locked box, but still. Well, I'm thinking now, like. See, because like technically the protocol is you're supposed to surrender a weapon just for destruction. You're supposed to leave it in your car and call them, and then usually a fellow will walk out to your car with you, and then he'll take the weapon out of your car, and that's just a safety measure. And so like I want to respect their safety, and then like also I'm documenting this as a side mission video. So boy, am I like it'd be stupid to incriminate myself on my own side mission designed to reduce the threatening qualities of a contentious labor dispute. So I'll think of something. I'll think of some way to do it. I mean, I'll think of some way. It's a complex exchange, because like essentially I just don't want them to be angry that there's like it's never going to be unsecured. I'm going to have the weapon in my hand, or I'm going to have the lock box in my hand, and then I'm going to chain it to something. So the weapon's never going to be unsecured. But they just might be angry that the weapon is being carried around near the sheriff's office, and that I didn't coordinate a. Although maybe I could pass off this call at 3 p.m. as my coordination call. That'd be a good one. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could report, I'm bringing in the weapon for surrender, and then I could say it's already there and it's already chained and you need to get it. Otherwise, you're trash. You're incompetent cops. I might do that. Maybe I could ask him his advice. Maybe I could get ready to chain it to the whatchamacallit, to the bench, and then I could ask him if he thinks that's an appropriate way to exchange the weapon. What's he gonna say? Well, let's find out what he says. I'm probably gonna record him. All right, so I am right now headed to pick up the weaponry and package it for surrender. So I failed the mission. It's only 2:30, but I thought a little bit more about it, and I realized the entire concept might be rushed. I guess really I was just thinking through how it would play out, and depending on what mind state these guys are in, they might be worried that it's like some kind of booby-trapped box or whatever. And so, like, one, I definitely don't want to be leaving anything mysterious, like, by their door. And then, like, again, the whole fact that the transfer is contentious makes the situation, or at least I don't want them to give me something, while I do want to give them something. Makes the whole situation, like, complex. Now I'm thinking, I almost wonder if I could put it in, like, I don't know if I've ever seen one of these in practice, but, and I don't mean to be, like, discouraging anyone to do any kind of, like, life-saving choice. But fire stations have a little door where supposedly you can deposit, like, infants. I don't want that sounds too complex. I don't want to be putting. Anyway, my thought is that maybe I just put the gun in there, but then, like, I need to, like, think about it, like, the size of the box. Very complex. Anyway, so sorry audience, but I failed this mission. But I guess that brings us to another lesson. Probably in the category of fighting big corporations, as well as interplay between the physical and the spiritual. Which is taking time when you make decisions. I was going to solve the issue of not having this gun. And frankly, a judge my thought is the judge might not even extend the restraining order if the judge was told that I had, like, surrendered my weapons voluntarily. Which, I mean, like, that'd be less police harassment. But then again, like, it definitely wouldn't. There's no real time. Whatchamacallit? There's no real urgency on the time horizon there. Plus, now it seems like the sheriff is looking for me rather than the PD. But the sheriff isn't very active, like, in the municipal. Like, they don't do many patrols through the municipality. They mostly just like, I see them on the highway, and then they also just do calls. They are, like, called out to particular issues. I need to learn more about the distinction between the sheriff and the police. I know that the sheriff operates at the county level. I guess maybe they're just the county police. That's cool. Anyway, so you won't be getting my guns today, SF or SC Sheriff's Department. You did bring me back to Santa Cruz, though, which is great. Hey guys, so I just restored the weapons in my storage locker. Anyway, but I thought I can still do the thing where I sit outside the sheriff's department and take that guy's call. Because then I get defiance points and I don't risk, being accused of like bomb threat bullshit. Oh yeah, which I guess, fighting big corporations, everything you do is they're going to try and construe it as threatening and inappropriate. And so only do things that are kind and appropriate. And you might think that, well, that's a little hard because, we're trying to whistleblow here, Brian. That's pretty contrary to the status quo. If everyone was doing it, you wouldn't need a whistle. You just need a person assigned to take the report. Well, no, that is what we have, but it still goes wrong all the time, and we do need whistles. Holy shit! Oh, I should make a reward where I give people whistles. That'd be dope as fuck. I don't know how it'd work at motivating. What do you think, anyone? You guys, in the comments below. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that'd actually be an interesting conversation. Would an award for whistleblowing, do you think that'd help promote whistleblowing? How do you think that would play? Anyway, to give you guys oh darn. I'm headed over to the sheriff's department. It says I'll get there in 18 minutes, but I only have 17 minutes till this fellow calls me. Maybe he'll be late with his call. Oh look, my phone's already on. Okay. Sometimes it makes me a little stressed to have this phone on because this is like the phone this is my phone, it was actually my phone before I got it at Apple, but I also used this phone while at Apple. Very beat up. It's actually got a second hand, or what is it, an aftermarket screen that's very low quality. I actually want to take it into a store and see if they can take off the fake screen and put on a legitimate factory Apple screen, Apple replacement. Anyway, this is the phone that I was using for the 2 years I was at Apple. You have to download a whatchamacallit, something called a provisioning profile, which is like a very high level governing program that regulates the permissions of other programs. It's like a set of rules for the operating system, you might say, that dictate how particular software can interact with other particular software. It's almost like the laws. Anyway, yeah. So you have to download a law. You have to work at Apple. You don't have to. It's just it's very interesting the way they get you to do it. Yeah. So you actually could phone in to meetings. But we have confidential communication channels, So we have confidential email, we have confidential messenger. What else do we have? And then we have a confidential file Dropbox service. And so to interact with those, we also have a confidential bug reporting system. So to interact with those confidential systems, you need to have a permission system operating on your whatever device you're using to access it. And so if you want to access it on your personal phone, or actually any phone, you have to set up this provisioning profile that gives very high level they don't actually tell you explicitly what the the provisioning profile tells you that it can essentially do, and it does do anything it wants with any of your data. But then the Apple isn't really more specific than that. It is known that they can wipe everything on your phone. That's what it's supposedly for. Because the idea is if someone steals your phone and the phone was unlocked, for example, which I think they can detect. So if you had an unlocked phone that was out of the possession of an Apple engineer, hypothetically, a third party could use that to access any of our confidential systems. And so because of that, the idea is the engineer who lost the vulnerable device, would call Apple Security, which is called Global Security. But I don't know if that's an appropriate name because they've I haven't secured a fucking square inch of the globe from the corporate criminals that are invading our management. Maybe suspicious. So the idea was that the engineer would call corporate security, or Apple security, global security, and then global security would use the like remote burn feature of this provisioning profile to burn your device, like make it unusable. You couldn't access any of the data. They would probably just be deleted, and then the phone would be locked. The goal is supposedly the goal is to like prevent a device from falling into the wrong hands. Oh, but here's the thing though. When there's back to fighting large corporations, when a corporation has a problem with you, the first thing they do is shut off your access to everything that could. Oh my god. Oh gosh. The first thing they do is they shut off your access to all of the information. All like it was hilarious. They deleted my email. They cut off my access to the messenger. What else was there? And like that and then I couldn't access any services. So like I actually couldn't even look at the policies that told me the rights I had. You're thinking to yourself, well, that doesn't make sense. How is Brian going to know what rights he has? Exactly. They were taking my rights away. So we'll see what Detective Moreno. Let me make sure that's his name. Detective Moreno wants. I'll try and get to the sheriff's office in time. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to do it. Maybe I'll arrive at the sheriff's office during the call. That'll probably be. Oh yeah, yes. That'll be like nice and, because then it'd be like I'm advancing on him, and he's just a dupe of a government dupe. I'm not. And when I say advancing on you, I'm just sort of like showcasing how you're not really. Well, I mean, that doesn't illustrate anything. It just means you're operating out of a static location, and I know where it is, and it's not really possible to secure a place like that, or at least like whatever. It's not even. Your parking lot is unsecure. Take that, Moreno. Anyway, give me a call, Moreno. Looking forward to talking with you. I want to make sure that's your name. I'm also going to speak in Spanish. I'm gonna try and convince him I'm in Mexico. I thought that'd be funny. Just you guys, Moreno is a Spanish surname. Just so you guys know. Let me make sure I'm giving him correct bona fides. Let me make sure I'm giving it. Yeah, M-O-R-E-N. I should ask him Moreno. Oh, I actually shouldn't ask him. Whatever, he can. He's so like he was rude, but in a funny way. Like he was rude in a way that like would have provoked a street criminal. And I actually like thought it was funny because like I actually think you should be provoking street criminals. I think that's good policing. So yeah, Moreno, you're a good cop so far. I mean, in the domain of like wrangling street crimes. Fuck. Oh wait, no. I thought I missed this call. It's someone else. Let me think. Where should I? Oh, I'll just stay on the route. Oh, dude, that'd be interesting. I'll let him hear my guidance in the background. If he's a really good detective, he'll get a clue about where I am. Ooh, that'll be fun. All right, guys, I'll check in with you. I'm gonna record it with this phone as well.